The acting side of it, I know we touched on it. What does that actually look like?
Mate, strap in. So if you're going to go to LA as an actor, if anyone listening to this is like, I think I want to be an actor, get to classes because it puts you in a community of other actors or writers or producers or potential directors. So that's really good. So I'm always in
Did you
class.
do that straight away or did you figure that out at some point?
I did it straight away. Yeah. I've been training since I was 31. So I knew that like that's important. Basically, they say acting's like a muscle. So when you don't use it, and if you're not booked and working, you're not using it really, other than auditioning. So get into class. So I do scene study once a week, which is so much fun. Oh my God, I should give you a bit of my monologue I had to do.
Go on.
Right for my opening line. Are you ready for it?
Go on.
Would you rather date someone that calls your vagina a one-eyed Al's beef Corral? Or would you rather your pussy shoot out freshly popped popcorn every time you come or queef that green gack stuff from Nickelodeon, but it smells like green apples? That was my opening line. I shit you not, like a 15-minute scene.
Do with that?
Well, that's what's so good about LA. Like, you get so out of your comfort zone so quick. For me, I was like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, and it sounded so funny with the Australian accent. Oh, so much fun. So get into an acting class. The agent game in LA is very different to the agent game in Australia. And you would know from, in our world, working with managers and stuff, you stay with those managers for a long time usually. In America, it's much more of a ladder system. So you kind of start with someone and then as you book work, you go up and up the ladder. So I've got a commercial and a voiceover rep, and then they'll send me an audition maybe like one a week, sometimes 3 a week, sometimes none a week. So it's like a lucky dip. Yeah. But they're really good auditions, really nice paying, and all SAG, which means they're with the union. So you get looked after as an artist. So you'll be doing auditions as they come in, but you need to have a job as well because those auditions aren't going to pay enough for you to be in LA. So usually I'm just in school auditioning, and then I'll also take meetings if I can. And when I say take meetings, usually LA is a city of networking, which I love. And so usually someone will be like, you should meet my mate that's a director, and you go meet them for coffee. Next minute you're like talking about some amazing feature film, and that's how stuff happens in LA. Like people will just see you for something and literally cast you from a meeting like that. It's incred. So yeah, it's usually like meetings, auditions, and being in class. That is like how it looks on any given week. And then I just make sure I'm looking after my health in between that, because if you book a commercial, the turnaround, Nat, is so fast. Like if you and I did an audition today, sent it off, you usually get like a 6-8 hour window. It's insane. In Australia, you get 10 days. You get sent it at like lunchtime, you get it off by 4 p.m. And if they like you, you'll know by the next day, and they'll either pull you into a room for a callback, or they'll just be like, you're booked, go ahead. You'll shoot it within 2 or 3 days. It'll air the week later. It's insane. That's commercials, but it's quick. So you always want to stay ready.
What sort of jobs have you been booked for?
So I just got a little win. I shouldn't say little. I shouldn't talk myself down. I had 3 really big wins at the end of last year. So I finally got on morning TV in America doing more our kind of stuff, like health and wellness stuff.
Which is actually a big deal to be called in, because a lot of it's pay to play as well. I don't think people realize that.
I had no idea either.
The vast majority in our industry is pay to play.
Can you explain what that is to the listener? It's so that you literally go, here's $5,000, give me a segment, right?
You go, I want to be on the morning show. Here's my new whatever. Here's a recipe, or here's something I can talk about. And you actually pay to go on there.
Yeah, so I haven't done that.
There's a lot of that. And that's all. So much of that, again, in our industry is just smoke and mirrors. You're doing it for profile building. You're not doing it to sell something. It's just a profile build.
Totally. So, but I got on that through cold emailing, really, and just pitching ideas. When the LA fires were going on, they were like, actually, can you come and talk about like oxidative damage and what we can do nutritionally for that? And I was like, say less, I'm there. And so you're rocking up at like Gower Studio off fucking Sunset Boulevard, like right behind Netflix. And you're like, what? This is mental. And it's huge sets, bigger than here. Well, that was January. And then I did this other show in Florida in, I think, December. And right when I got back, this is not a lie, someone from the yoga studio was like, hey, I saw you do that segment. And I was like, yeah, cool. And it's like, listen, I've written a pilot. I think you'd make a great boss. Can you? I fly back in like 3 weeks and I film my first pilot as an actor playing a sassy Aussie boss.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How great to come home, hang out, and then know that that's what you're going back to.
Yeah.
It's super exciting.
Yeah. I keep going out for pancakes like in Melbourne, because food in Melbourne is the best in the world. I said to my boyfriend, I've got to be this like stylish, sassy, like Devil Wears Prada like character. And I'm like, I got to get back on the like good, healthy Byron Bay food. Thanks very much. Melbourne, you are delicious, but like I can't not
Can't
eat.
keep doing this.
This is the best food in the
Where's
world.
the best pancakes?
Terra Twilight, gluten-free, sweet potato pancakes.
Why don't I know about this?
Yeah, they're Collingwood, and it's got like this like berry stuff on top. Oh, it is effing insane.
Oh.
And their chais are amazing too.
There you go. That's amazing. That's so exciting.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so pumped. I'm so excited.
Congratulations. Yeah, it is wild. It is wild. Even a lot of the docuseries that you see, again, a bit different to what you're doing, but a lot of them are like massive investments to be part of them. This is the stuff no one knows.
Oh, yeah.
So like
Yeah.
some of the most recent ones, there's some pretty famous docuseries that have just come out. A lot of those experts that are on there have actually paid upwards of like 30 grand to be on there.
To go on there?
Uh-huh.
No, that's mental to me. I don't know about you. You're probably the same with your pod. My pod, I don't pay any guests to come on.
No.
Ever.
No. I would pay you, Lola, but not today. No.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like I've sometimes reached out to someone I really want and their agent stepped in and been like, well, how much are you going to pay? And I'm like, well, this is like, I'm just a big fan and this is just a celebration of this person. Can't that be enough of a payment?
No, I know. That's wild too. Podcasting, getting into that pay again, that happens. Of course that happens.
I did not know that happened now. I mean, I love the idea of like, sometimes I get a sponsor on board for a pod. I love all that. You probably have all that too.
Yes.
But that to me feels like easy. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's wild. But I mean, it's not too long before this will filter across. And you would probably be of the same opinion that what happens in the US, it filters over here within 3 to 5 years. So if you can kind of, it really does. Like if you watch what happens, then more of that will start to happen over here as well. But it's pretty normal. Pretty normal.
Yeah.
Fascinating though.
Oh my goodness, the business side of stuff is so fun.
It really is.